Yo, welcome back to Watch Chief Cook. I'm Chief. Watch me cook a really juicy, yummy cauliflower steak. This is not your average piece of pale, pasty cauliflower that you find on your dish next to the broccoli and you don't want to eat it and you push it to the side. This is the closest thing that you can get to a juicy, tender vegetable steak the real way. It's one of the first recipes that I ever learned, and it's always stuck with me. I kind of got hooked from it being so simple and being really yummy. Just a cauliflower, some good quality balsamic vinegar, cilantro, garlic, olive oil. You'll bake it in the oven for a little bit. Might throw some lime on there or paprika, cayenne pepper. You can mix it up. But today I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. So watch me cook this cauliflower steak. Okay, so we've got our cauliflower here, which is going to become our delectable, juicy cauliflower steak in just a moment. Sometimes your cauliflower will have like these little dark marks on it, or they might even be black. It's not really that big of a deal. You can kind of trim them off if you really were hard up on it. But for this, we're going to be making these big slices of about an inch thick of the cauliflower all the way through. So it's not really a big deal if you have anything like that. You could just trim it off or pluck it off or pick it off. It really doesn't matter. But don't think too big about it. Sometimes those things are kind of hard to bypass when it's an organic cauliflower. Now I'm going to teach you a secret to this whole thing. You want to kind of get as close as you can to the base of the cauliflower and get this big stem out of the way. And this knife is kind of long, but I want it to go all the way through the cauliflower. And so these little green leafette branches, those gotta go. You don't want those in the food. So pick those off or cut them out. Ooh, that's a stubborn one. Okay. So the next part about this is cutting it. And we're going to make a slice about an inch. Well, I want to get a clean edge on this side. It really doesn't matter. We'll do an inch in from the bottom of the stem and go right across. So you got that. Kind of looks like a brain. But this is going to be the bottom. This will be the top. We'll have to cook this one really tender because it's got a thick stem at the bottom of it. But this next one will be nice. We'll do a little larger than the last. We'll do like an inch and a quarter. The purpose of it is you just want a thick, solid piece of cauliflower all the way through. This way it's not crumbling apart, because you see cauliflower is really crumbly. It'll fall all apart, and then you'll just be having roasted cauliflower for dinner, which isn't bad. That's still really good, but it's not this. This one just hits a little bit different. Especially when you're fresh off of having a full, predator diet or carnivorous lifestyle, and you really are wanting to have that feeling of eating a steak again. This is what did it for me. At the very beginning, when I first started going plant-based, and it was a really big turning point in my life, this was one of the first recipes that I learned, and it was so easy and it was really good, and it kind of gave me that feeling like I was actually eating a steak. So I know I always really enjoyed having cauliflower steak, but here's the real tip or trick to this whole thing. What you want to do is take a piece of paper towel and line the bottom of a dish. I got some paper towel here. Gotta place this paper towel just like this. I don't really like paper towel, but it's what it is. And then I should be, but I'm not getting paid for this. Premier pink salt, baby. Throw some of that salt in the bottom on that paper towel. And then I'm gonna lay my cauliflower right there on top of that salt. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of salt on the top. And then I'll also place a paper towel on that side. And I'm gonna put something on top of that to kind of weigh it down a little bit. This knife will work. Another piece of cauliflower. And I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. I don't know if that cauliflower is gonna work, but I'll just let this sit like this for, I don't know, 15 minutes. And in about 15 minutes, the paper towel will have a liquid that's excreted from the cauliflower that is a potent and bitter taste within the cauliflower. And as long as you can remove it with the salt, you no longer have that bitter bite to the cauliflower, which is really important to get the right flavor for this dish. It's a lot different if you're not preparing the cauliflower with any bit of cauliflower. If you're frying cauliflower or you're making it with your dinner, I always suggest put it over some salt. Watch, there'll be a bunch of water on the paper towel that comes out of the cauliflower. It doesn't come out otherwise unless you have that salt to draw it out. Salt always is going to pull in liquid and humidity and moisture. So that's exactly what you're doing by putting that salt underneath the cauliflower. It's going to pull out that bitter taste and leave you with kind of a little bit of a flavorful, but really a blank palette or a blank canvas for you to work with. So I'll be right back. Stay right there. Don't move. This is going to get kind of moist and you'll see some wet spots. You can already see there's a wet spot there. Right there. And there's some more wet spots here. So it's going to get pretty moist as the salt starts to draw out the liquid. But I will keep you guys posted, and we will get this bad boy in the oven and frying up. This is a quick dinner. I like to prepare this if I'm tired or if I had a long day at work and I want something that's kind of fulfilling. I might start a pot of kama or wild rice or maybe some quinoa. I might throw some arugula together with some cucumbers aside with this cauliflower steak, and it makes a really nice fulfilling dinner that you really didn't have to spend too much time on. So we'll be right back. All right, I did want to show you this the last time I made something with garlic. It was the butternut squash soup, I think. But here's this little garlic roller thing. Shout out to Mitba Kitchenware. Either way, you take the garlic cloves, you stick them in this little silicone tube, and then roll it, and they go flying everywhere. but essentially a bunch of skin rolls out from within this thing. It's pretty cool little thing. I'm sure it could have other uses. Woo! But it's working for the garlic tonight, so we are rolling with it, and I'm doing a prime demonstration of how it works. So there you have it. Now I'm gonna use less garlic than I used on that butternut squash soup, because it sure did have me feeling kind of detoxy the next day unintentionally. I had a lot of mucus kick up because of it. If you're not knowing, garlic is detoxifying, and it will kick the butt of any mucus that's sitting around, or any bacteria or anything like that that needs to come out. It's going to start to work its way out with that arrival of the garlic in your body. So be aware. Now, this, as I promised, you could see it's starting to get the damp spots in places, especially wherever the knife was pressing down. You can see if I press, it's like really wet. So the salt is working. It is drawing the liquid out of the cauliflower. And I'm not too concerned about how salty the cauliflower is, because I'm going to sear it in the pan, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven, and it's going to receive salt a couple more times even after this, probably because it's not going to be salty enough. So this is about ready. As long as that first initial little bit of the enzyme that's in this cauliflower begins to come out, then I am cool. You could see it's like sweating it out. But next, we're going to transfer this to the pan. With some olive oil. I've got this new olive oil. It's called Moresh. And I think it's so funny because if you look, it's from none other than Morocco. And the logo is a hand with an all-seeing eye in the middle. So the hand's a hand. I don't know who made this, but there's a lot of thought that's gone into this bottle. It's a gorgeous bottle, if you ask me, especially for olive oil. I like it a lot. So go buy this, support this brand. If you see it in your local market or Publix or Sprouts, buy it. I think it was the cheapest one at that. I'm pretty sure that it was the cheapest olive oil that I had found. It isn't organic, but I trust Morocco. 100% Moroccan. Yeah, boy. All right. A little bit of olive oil, not too much olive oil. I just want to sear these steaks a little bit. Probably more olive oil than I wanted to, but I just got carried away with the Moorish olive oil. A Moorish American cooking with Moorish olive oil. Can you believe that? So we're going to transfer these into the pan once my pan is hot, which it won't take long because I cook on medium high. As soon as I get a little nice sear on them, then we're going to throw them into the oven. And the oven will be prepped at around 425 in its temperature. I'm going to prepare my limes in the meantime and cut up this garlic. I got this big old knife. Garlic doesn't have to be too finely chopped up. It's going to go in the oven and roast. You just want it to get that flavor released and start the. I don't know. Garlic has a sweat thing too. It releases some type of an enzyme. I've heard that garlic has to be cracked or cut or split or popped or whatever it is that you do to it for at least 5 minutes before you eat it, because there's some type of an enzyme that has to be released, or it could be kind of toxic to your body. But I'm not sure the real science behind that or how legit that is. I just kind of take everything, not for a grain of salt, but kind of move slow at new information unless it feels really right for me. Okay, this is gonna be, oh, I could just add it in here now. This is gonna go in this bowl. And then, what else do I want to put in here? Some olive oil. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil. There you go. This is balsamic vinegar. It's pretty thick. The brand is Tastiest from Venolia, Italy. Shout out to Italy. I'm getting to all my heritage today. All right, so this oil is hot for the pan that we're going to do this cauliflower searing in. Just going to do one of these at a time because they're pretty large and my pan's not a skillet to be able to take on both of them at the same time. So I'm just going to salt these real good and throw some pepper on them. You could do smoked paprika. I don't like paprika at all, so I'm not going to do any paprika this time, but it's definitely an option. While that's going, I'm just going to kind of whisk this together with a fork just to get it combined up here. Start to release the garlic and mix it with the olive oil. And then I'm going to take some cilantro. Got some nice, beautiful washed cilantro that we're going to add in here. It doesn't have to be really, really chopped up too fine. You just want to, once again, get those flavors going. My pan is hot and my cauliflower is searing. I'm going to use a spatula this time and just want to sear it so that you start to see that brown edge. Try not to break it like I did. Pan is extremely hot. Boom. And we swing back over here. We can mix this a little bit. That's about good. Okay, this is searing up nice. Oh, I think I want a little bit more on that side. I just want to show you what the cauliflower should look like once it's nice and seared. Basically, it's going to be that nice little golden brown that you get on the side. This side's probably a little uneven, so it's not cooking all the way straight across, but that's not a big deal. We're going to set that to the side in our glass dish that we're going to throw it into the oven with, and I will be right back. All right. We're just going to add some lime to this. So in this bowl, it's vinegar, some olive oil, garlic, cilantro, salt, a little bit of pepper. And if I hadn't said lime already, we're squeezing a lime in here. Might put 2 limes. But I think we're just going to stick with 1. This one's pretty juicy. Might as well do 2. I don't know. Let's mix it around and see what it looks like. I'm gonna also add a little bit of date syrup to this, just to balance out the acidity with the vinegar and the lime. It's probably a teaspoon. So there's garlic in here, cilantro, vinegar, some balsamic vinegar, olive oil. Oh, it smells amazing. Salt, and we're gonna do a little bit of pepper. All right. Now the cauliflower are done. They're gonna be coming out of the oven here. Grab a hot mitt. I think they're done. We're gonna do a poke test. Boom. All right. Kind of where you want it. This one's definitely not there yet. All right. So in that case, I'm gonna do a little bit of a quick drizzle of some olive oil, and I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of the other lime that I didn't use on this, and I'm gonna throw this baby back in the oven. It's been about 25 minutes. I cut these pretty thick, so I'm gonna give it another 5-10 minutes, and I'll come right back to you guys. It's been about 10 minutes. It's looking well done. We're gonna pull it out now and see what it's looking like in real life. All right. Looks pretty good to me. The look isn't it. You're looking for how tender it is. You're gonna have to poke it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So now that that's taken care of, this is an easy one. Look at that thing. Cauliflower steak, ladies and gentlemen. Take some of this here. I don't know what to call this, like a marinade. You want to get some of that cilantro on there, and the oil and the vinegar. Doesn't that look delicious? Doesn't it look delicious? It smells so good. All right, let's get this taste test in. I'm hungry, and I haven't had this in a long time. It's not an alkaline meal. So, but I did have like a little craving for it, and I'll allow it since it is plant-based still. I'm going to take this bit here, and it's probably extremely hot. All right. Don't laugh if I burn myself. This is so good. This is one of the best recipes I know. And it's so simple. Really, really good. Really tasty. Almost kind of buttery. I don't know where it's getting that from. But there's almost like a buttery flavor to it. The cilantro just sets it off. That's so good. All right, y'all. Hey, if you try this and you like it, and I'm pretty sure you will, give me a like and subscribe. This has been Watch Chief Cook. I appreciate you coming by, watching me cook this cauliflower steak. I'm going to finish eating it. You have a wonderful day, morning, whatever it is. Peace to you, your family. I hope every one of you is well out there. My family. Next time.